so it will live. Okay.
If you're late, you get to the mess as soon as possible, grab your food, run to the class.
The classes start sometimes at 8:30 or 9:30 and they last till 4:30 or 5:30.
Student life at Bennett for me is pretty hectic, but because I enjoy everything I do, it's fun most of the time.
We get free by 5:30. We're done for the day by 5:30, and after that it's our time.
So the mess is basically the hub of Bennett University. Every student after the classes, before the classes, evening time, be it day, be it morning, be it dinner time, you're going to find majority of the students sitting inside the mess, basically hanging out with their friends.
We keep on having events and competitions every week, so these things never let, life at Bennett get boring.
When I'm just free, so I can go up to the music room to jam up with someone.
In the last 8 months, for which I've lived in the hostel, I've changed completely. It's like I've become independent, I do my stuff on my own. Basically, I don't have mom around, so everything falls onto me.
It really helps me build myself into the person I want to be.
We have a football ground, we have lawn tennis courts, we have basketball courts, we have badminton courts, we have a swimming pool, we have an entire gym, and I try to utilize the max out of it. This is me, and this is my university, Bennett University.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Wednesday evening webinar session with the students organized by Bennett University, where we discuss about a particular program and we talk and interact with the students, understanding the program, the curriculum, the pedagogy, the infrastructure, placement opportunities, internships, hostel facilities, campus life, and a host of other activities undertaken at Bennett University. My name is Anirban, and I'm a part of the admissions and marketing team at Bennett. And today we'll be discussing about the program or the course of biotechnology. Yes, the 4-year BTech biotechnology course offered at Bennett University. And what better way to understand or get a feedback about the university, the curriculum, the faculties, than get it from the students themselves. And for that purpose, I have a couple of students representing the Department of Biotechnology at Bennett University who have joined me today, and they would be interacting. In fact, they would be actually informing about all the details about the program of biotechnology and the kind of opportunities that they're receiving from the university. Firstly, I have Ms. Chandrika Sharma, who is a student from the Department of Biotech, and she is from the batch of 2018 and 2022, and she actually is from Greater Noida. Also, I have with me Ms. Muskaan Kalra, who is a student from the Department of Biotech and the batch of 2021 to 2025, and she is actually from Delhi. So welcome Chandrika and Muskaan, both of you. I hope both of you would be charged up and gear up to answer the questions that would be thrown in front of you, so that the students or the audience who are watching us today live in YouTube would be having an idea about Bennett University and getting a proper feedback from the students. Right. Before we move ahead, before we go ahead and discuss about the program, let me tell both the guests today, student guests in fact, and also to the audience who are watching us live, that the entire session will be approximately of 30 minutes. And we have received a host of questions from the prospective students and also parents. And we have segregated most relevant ones, which we are going to place in front of you, Chandrika and Muskaan. And while you're answering the questions, obviously, they would get a feedback about not only the program or the curriculum, but also about the facilities offered at the university and how wonderfully students like you are able to undertake them and move ahead in your career in the future. So firstly, I'll start with the senior here. So Chandrika, you being a senior, the first question will come to you. You need to unmute and answer that. The first question would be, while you had passed out class 12, you've done it in the year 2017 or 18, and you've decided to take up biotechnology. How did you choose that biotechnology is the right course for you? Over to you, Chandrika. Yeah.
So I have always been a very curious student throughout my school life. I was into science. I used to nag my mother with almost like all sorts of questions as to why only plant cells can make food, and how the pain meds know where the pain is exactly in our body. So I have always been a science enthusiast, and I was more into grew my passion more towards biology. And while studying biology in class 12, I came across biotechnology, where they briefed us about a few of these techniques that are popularly used in the field of research. And from there, I kind of got an idea that yes, this is the thing for me that will help me pursue the research find answers to the research questions that I keep on getting all the time. So biotechnology basically is an umbrella term. So I chose biotechnology specifically because it would help me maneuver through different sub branches that are there, be it nanotechnology, microbiology, or if somebody have interest in computer science and biology at the same time, they can go for bioinformatics. So it helps you maneuver through all these streams and actually helps you find out which part of biotechnology or research as a whole you are interested in. So that's why I took up biotechnology.
Well, wonderfully explained. Thank you so much. I think that sets the tone of the particular discussions that we're going to have. Why I ask you this question is, a lot of students who would discuss with us and interact and normally does a lot of research into the course of biotechnology, they're clueless. Few of, 80% of the students who want to study or take up biology thinks about giving the NEET exams and going to the field of medical. Very few have an understanding of what biotechnology as a course would offer to them. And wonderful way you've explained to them that there are not only one opportunity, but more than that, which a student should undertake, actually sets the tone. So my second question to you would be, see, by the time you had passed out 2000, your class 12, it was 2018. And let me tell to all the audience that Bennett University was established in 2016. Right now we are 6-year-old, but then when you had taken this course, we were only 2 years old. So what made you choose a 2-year-old university in the form of Bennett when you had joined in 2018? If you can just give us a brief.
Okay, so while looking for biotechnology courses, I came across a lot of universities, to be very honest. And my parents basically visited Bennett for one of the open house sessions that was conducted in-house at that time. And they really liked the professionalism and the idea of the dean over here and the faculties regarding both biotechnology and BTech as a whole. And my father, I remember him telling me that like Bennett will not just shape you as a researcher, but it would also help you get that professional attitude that is required when you enter the real world. So that was one reason I joined BU. And the second was the curriculum. So it was quite different from the other curriculums that I went through during that time. And since I have completed 4 years over in Bennett, I now understand that most of the faculties have studied at universities across globe. So they have that brought that global perspective to Bennett, and that thing helped in designing the curriculum, which had a good balance of theory and lab, and at the with more focus towards application of the techniques that are being taught, rather than just the theoretical knowledge which we mug up. So
Right.
those two were the main reasons.
Great, great. Thank you so much. That indeed is a great explanation of the way that nowadays, again, we get so many questions from the parents that Bennett is 6 year old in the system. How would we trust the university being 6 year old? So this is a wonderful explanation about you've researched about the curriculum, the kind of faculties that are being that are offering these courses, the director, the dean at particular course, and also the global exposure that has been offered to the students. Okay, thank you. My next question would be to you, Muskaan, who is a younger of both the students I'm having. Muskaan, you had joined Bennett University in 2021 in the midst of the pandemic, when the pandemic was still there, and you started doing your offline classes only had been like 5 or 6 months ago. So how had Bennett treated you? So your overall experience in brief at Bennett University while you had joined the program of biotechnology. You need to unmute and answer me.
So my experience at Bennett University has been both amazing but equally hard at the same time. Amazing, it was amazing because I got to experience a great campus life and the hostel life also. I got to interact with different people, and it was hard because I was being a college student. I was figuring out how to balance between all the work and the fun, which we should also not miss out on the same time. It's been 6 months, 4 to 6 months now since I joined Bennett. To be specific, 1 year, but since I came to college, it is 6 months. So yeah.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Muskaan. We'll come back to you once again. Over to you, Chandrika. We'll discuss more about the curriculum right now. Now that we have understood that why you've chosen Bennett University, maybe why you've chosen biotechnology's course. Muskaan has very rightly told that it's been only 6 months that she has been a part of the university, though she has been overall a year into the university, but in offline classes. So how comfortable it had been. Chandrika, the second, in fact, my next question to you would be, and if so what are the kind of internship facilities that are offered in the university? And if you can talk us through about the internship that you have done, which helps students to grow in that particular field.
So I have done a couple of internships, one at both at Bennett and outside Bennett. I've done at Delhi University with IELTS Research Limited and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Research Center. So yeah, all these internships, my faculty has guided me very well during the whole shortlisting part as to what all institutes would be best for as per my interests, and the places where I would get diverse exposure, because even though I have done projects at Bennett, it is always good to have an exposure from different universities as well, because that helps you grow. You sort of have a comfort in your house, right? So that so the faculty has helped me really well through the whole shortlisting and shortlisting part of the internship. In fact, the industrial internship, that I got, Ayurveda Research Limited. That was entirely due to my faculty's efforts. And apart from the internships, our faculties take the pain to arrange all sorts of industrial visits as well, which helps us interact with the people at industry and see the work see the work how it's done out there. And like we have so far we visited industries like Premas Biotech, Coca-Cola, Yakult. So those experiences have been really insightful in understanding how biotech, like how the products are actually being formed. So yeah, that helped us shape our perspective of biotechnology.
Right. Thank you. You've just explained us how wonderful the internships would be and how great the internship would be of great value and understand. Okay. My next question would be to Muskaan. Muskaan, as we've just analyzed and understood the fact that you had been, in the Bennett University for just a year. You're into the first year, you'll be promoted to the second year. Tell us something about how the faculties have been helping you, how the faculties have been guiding you, because when you joined the university, you came with a fresh mind, you had lots to explore, and you had a lot of questions, I'm sure. So help us in understanding how the faculties are helping you while you are still new into this particular course at Bennett University.
So, sir, as I said earlier, that it's just been 4 to 6 months in campus right now, and it has been a transition, to be specific, from being a 12th class student to a college student. And this is the first time I am exploring myself as an individual also. So the faculty, specifically the biotech faculty, is playing a really crucial role. And as far as the curriculum is concerned, it is like very application based. So the faculty has been really great. We can interact with them. They are very open to us, and they're teaching. So they also expect from the student to approach them, because they are doing their best as a teacher. They're giving everything they have as for knowledge or anything. But we as students should approach them so that they can do anything further.
Right. Rightly mentioned, Muskan. This is something, again, I would like to portray and put in front of all the students and the parents that, yes, all the universities, that's now we're talking about Bennett University, would be providing you the right kind of student problems you're facing. And that is very, very important right now. My next question would be to you, Chandrika, because you've just spent almost 4 years at the university. You are becoming an alumni, in fact, on the verge of becoming an alumni. You might have become one right now. As Muskaan rightly told that, yes, whenever there is a doubt, you need to approach the faculties yourself, because that is very, very important. So how, maybe if you can help us understanding what was the role of faculties in shaping your curriculum towards the 4 years right now. And also, we would want to know that this particular course of biotechnology, and we would want to tell to all the students watching us live today, is a research-driven course. So help us in understanding the kind of research opportunities that are undertaken in the course of biotechnology, so that the students who would be coming into this program would be actually well advised to take up research rather than directly going for job opportunities. So two questions here. One, the help of the faculties that you're getting while you are completing this course, and secondly, the importance of research into this particular course of biotech.
So as you rightly mentioned that biotech at Bennett is all about research, and I cannot stress any more about it. I mean, our head of department, he is the dean of research. So he always appreciates and both encourages new research ideas and innovations. Um, the faculty at BU, the biotech faculty, they are always and ready to entertain all sorts of new ideas we have. the new discoveries we come across. So they help us understand those things in depth, and help us come up with our own ideas as well. Even the academic projects that I was talking about that I did at Bennett. So they were also pretty dynamic, where the individual input of student was taken into account, to help us understand the that different steps that are included in the research process. Um, Apart from that, I would say biotechnology is a completely research-based uh, field. So about jobs, so I would say that instead of, I mean, it's my personal belief, and like it's a popular belief rather, that instead of going for a job right away after our undergraduate, it is advised that we should go for higher studies, because that, like as I told you earlier, biotech is an umbrella term, right? We have a lot of other specialization. So higher studies help us gain more in-depth knowledge about this field we are actually interested in, and that way we can design our research uh, in an elaborate fashion and come up with better results.
Right. So this is very important, the discussion that we had right now, because it is important for a student to understand that going into a course, especially into a course of biotechnology, the student needs to have an in-depth understanding in this for growth in the field of research, rather than immediately looking to go for a job. Because once a student completes the program and does a master and is actually into the field of research, opportunities will come by the by. So that is very, very important for a student to understand. Rightly explained, Chandrika. So my next question would be more about campus life to you, Muskaan, because you've said that you are staying in the hostel. So you would like to know more about the hostel facilities and hygiene factor, especially being a girl, because students from different parts of India would want to come and study at Bennett, and they also want to stay at the hostel and use the facilities. So your own feedback about the hostel facilities at Bennett, Muskaan, from you.
So, sir, as far as the hostel facilities are concerned, the hostels are really clean, and the rooms are spacious enough. And as a hostler, we have the access to certain facilities like the laundry services, the clinic, the wellness center, and then also the cafeteria. Also, we have the sports complex, which provides us with the every indoor and outdoor activities, the swimming pool and everything. Uh, so yes, sir, like being a hostler is really good at Bennett.
So in short, you wanted to say that you're enjoying your life at Bennett, which you has pointed out in the very beginning. You said that obviously you need to have fun along with studies, and we believe in the same too. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy or Jill a dull girl, which is very, very important. So along with academics, along with research, which Chandrika has pointed out, hostel facilities and sports facilities are very, very important, and those are the crux of a student life, and it is definitely wonderful at the university. Thank you so much, Muskaan. Chandrika, over to you for the final part of the few questions that are being left. Okay, you need to talk about. We just spoke about the opportunity of the research, and we also spoke about higher studies. Just stress on the fact that how important it is to do higher studies in the field of biotechnology, because it into the people with we are interacting. They talk about job opportunities, and I've already told them, and in fact, you have very well explained the job opportunities will come. But then once a student has an in-depth understanding about the particular program, especially of biotechnology, it is definitely going to be important, and jobs will come by the by. So we want to know the opportunities of higher studies in the
So sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of the question.
Yeah, I just wanted to know the opportunities that are provided in terms of higher studies, and when you suggest or when you guide a student, how much would you suggest a student to take up higher studies after doing the graduations in the field of biotech?
Um, okay, so in my personal opinion, a person from biotech should definitely, most definitely go for higher studies. Because as I told you earlier, and you have also rightly mentioned that it helps you gain more experience. So with experience, you have when you go for research or job-based or any job, you can bring more to the table. You can be you can be active part of all sorts of discussions going on, and you can add value to the whatever product you're working on. So I mean, undergraduate research does provide you an ample amount of exposure, but it's still limited since you are since as a student you are being exposed to all sorts of fields, and chances are that you might not be able to spend enough time on the field of your interest. So accordingly, your experience would be slightly less compared to other people who have done masters. So companies also sort of have a biasing towards people who have more experience, right? So there are placements available for undergraduate students, but again, it's always good to have more experience. Other than that, the rough pay scale, if you go about the pay scale for an undergraduate, it would be really low. But if you go for higher studies, chances of bagging a good fellowship is really high, especially in foreign universities. They have ample amount of funding out there. So if you have a good scholarship, it would be actually way much higher than what you would be paid for a job right after your undergraduate. So I would say that most definitely a person should go for higher studies right after their BTech in biotechnology.
Yes, hi, yes. Right. So when we are talking about a particular course, especially biotechnology, and you spoke about research and higher studies, just in detail, you spoke about the curriculum part in the very first question. If you could just highlight what a student is expecting when they are coming to study a course of biotechnology at Bennett, how is the curriculum like, and what are the different fields that would be touched upon when the student studies biotechnology at Bennett University?
Okay, so as I told you earlier, the curriculum is very well designed. There is a balance of theory and lab, and the more focus is towards your practical applications. And that is really important because you need to know where exactly to apply your theory. And our teachers have done a tremendous job at designing this curriculum. So yeah, so there are a lot of topics that you touch on. So there is molecular biology, genetics, microbiology, um, pharmaceuticals, or agriculture biotechnology. So yeah, all sorts of basic industrial biotechnology, and bioinformatics is also there. So yeah, you get a glimpse of almost all the different branches of biotech, so that sort of helps you understand your interest fields. And later on, you can basically take up electives according to your interest. That we like you sort of get an idea of your interest during the first 2 years, and later on the last 2 years, you get a lot of projects and electives. So like we have a compulsory mini project in our sixth and seventh sem, and so we can take up those projects with under faculties of our which have the same interest as us. And afterwards, like the eighth semester is completely devoted towards our project. So we do it either with the industry outside Bennett, or a research laboratory. So that is completely outside Bennett. So yeah, that way the curriculum is very well designed. And the most interesting part of this whole process is that our faculty keep on reviewing the curriculum. So it's not like once it's designed, it's gonna stay like that forever. So they keep reviewing on timely basis, and they also have students as part of board of as members of board of studies. I'm also part of that, and they take relevant so that we can make relevant suggestions from a student's perspective to enhance the whole curriculum design as well.
Okay, so when we're speaking about, the curriculum, it's very important, as you've rightly mentioned, the labs, and because we are talking about research right now. So if you can throw some light on the infrastructural facilities, especially the labs that are offered within the university for the student.
Yeah, so the
Yeah, Chandrika, if you're able to hear me, I was talking about the labs. If you can talk us through about the infrastructural facilities and labs provided for the students.
Yeah, so the labs are very well equipped and like strategically designed so that so that students get a glimpse of all the techniques, tools and techniques, hands-on experience of all the tools and techniques that are required that we study during these 4 years. At the same time, we have equipments like fluorescence microscope, and we have cell and tissue culture chamber. So yeah, there are sophisticated tools available in the campus to enhance the learning process, and also having a better um, research experience as a whole.
Right.
And
Yeah. Please.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and as we are growing as universities, these new instruments are new instruments keep on adding to the labs as well. So it's not like we are limited. We're going to stay limited to the ones that are available at the moment.
Right. Wonderful. So a couple of questions. This one would be obviously to you. You've been a part of the board of studies at the university. So if you can help us understanding how it would help and how did it help you at the end of the day.
Yeah. So as a member of board of studies, I was able to share my experience with the faculty and help in design the curriculum majorly. I was able to share my concerns as to how certain grading methods would be more relevant to certain subjects, and our faculties have taken into account those suggestions and have always made those sorts of changes to help the learning process become more easy and free flowing for us, rather than being a burden as to like we have 10 assignments, for instance, giving us 10 assignments and a very strict deadline. We would be focused on completing the assignment rather than learning from it. So they have very meticulously designed both the grading and the grading structure, and taken into account our suggestions and our feedbacks really seriously.
Great, thank you so much. One final question. It will come to both of you. To you, Muskaan. We have seen in the Bennett University that the students are a part of major clubs at the university. Because we believe at Bennett University that the passion that the student carries into any other thing apart from academics should be carried forward. So if you and how Yeah, Muskaan, to you, the question is, if you're a part of any club at the university, and help us in understanding how is it benefiting you overall.
So, sir, as per the clubs, there are many clubs at Bennett. There's Verve, Rivaz, Advaita Club. Verve and Rivaz are the dance clubs. Western and classical respectively. Then Advaita is for singing. I am interested in singing, so I am a part of Advaita, but not as a member of the core team. I'm just a participant in Advaita, and I am a core member in the Biotech club. Also, then there are many clubs, Silhaud and Isaac Club. So yeah, sir. So being in these clubs, overall, they basically it gives us another type of exposure to interact with different people overall. Like uh, in biotech, we will interact with the students and our batch, but these clubs are giving us opportunity to interact with the whole campus at one time with all the events they have in the clubs.
Right. So Muskaan, this is my final question to you, since you are already talking about clubs, is because you're a first year student here at Bennett University, if you can help us in understanding how had been your seniors helping you while not only into understanding this particular program of biotech, but then if you had faced any problem anywhere, had the seniors been helpful? How the seniors are treating you at the university? Because it's very important for everybody to understand the role of seniors, the role that the seniors play for the job.
Yes, sir. The seniors have been helpful so far for me. Like, if we have any questions about the program, about the curriculum, about our specific subjects, then we can approach them. They're a very friendly kind of people, so they're approachable. So they're not like strict seniors.
Right. Okay. All right. So Chandrika, in a nutshell, this is the final question for the day. In a nutshell, since you had completed 4 years at the university and you're on the verge of passing out from here, in a nutshell, your experience of Bennett University in these 4 years.
It has been great. Like taking up biotechnology at Bennett has turned out to be one of the best decisions I've taken so far, because it has helped me understand what exactly I want to do in my future. It has helped me inculcate the habit of research in my life, and it has made me at par, or rather better, than the students that are that are studied biotechnology at various other universities. So yeah, and the faculty, they have been great in guiding me throughout this process, and keep on guiding me for my future as well. So I just the experience has been lovely. And apart from academic, the whole clubs and activities and all sorts of events that are being organized at Bennett, like Blue Moon, Euphoria, other sorts of visits, industrial visits, they have helped me they have kept me refreshed throughout this whole academic session, because too much study can get tiring. So we always need such exciting things in our lives to keep a good balance of work and fun.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chandrika, and both Muskaan, to you also. I hope that this particular session that we had undertaken today with the feedback was given by the students would help all the audience who would be watching us live right now, or maybe watching the recorded session in YouTube afterwards, would have their doubts clear, would have all the questions that they had in their mind, answered. So once again, thank you so much to you, Chandrika and Muskaan. Best wishes to you, Chandrika, because you're graduating from university right now. All the best to you, Muskaan, for the upcoming final 3 years you'll be spending at the university. And this is for all the students, all the audience who are looking forward to study the course of biotechnology at Bennett University. I'm sure you must have gone through the website and understood the curriculum. In case you haven't, this particular discussion we had would definitely make all the students understand what is going to be offered in the program of biotechnology. Otherwise, yes, if you still have doubts, you can write to us. Our email ID is info@bennett.edu.in. You can definitely call us at our toll-free helpline number at 1-800-103-8484. Students who have already applied for the program of biotechnology, The admissions are going on, the provisional admissions are going on. There are very limited seats right now available. Also, scholarships are on offer. So visit the website and understand the process of admissions, because this is going on right now. In case if you haven't applied, this is the right time to do so without waiting, because as I've told you, the provisional admissions have already started and the final admissions will close in next 10 to 15 days. Thank you so much, my dear students. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and wishing that we'd like to end this webinar session with the students until we meet for the next webinar with the next set of students. Thank you, and once again, have a very nice evening and good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for having us.
Thank you once again.
Good day.